Okay, so the stream should be connected now. Let me go ahead and check my channel. See if we are connected. Yep, we are fully connected. Praise Yah for another wonderful night. Before we get started, I want to give my Elohim all the honor, the glory, and the praise by saying Hallelujah. I pray that the Most High again will have mercy on us and forgive us for our sins, transgressions, and iniquities. And I pray that the Most High will guide us in the right direction as we all learn from the word of our Creator and start to gain understanding together as a people, as one. So I want to praise Yah. Hello, Yah. My name is Giovanna Milhama Yisrael, coming to you with another message out of the Most High's Word. But before we get started, and I introduce this topic, I would like to play us all a song, and we will be right back. Hallelujah.
Straight to hell. Let it fall, nigga. It's finally time. It's falling, it's falling, it's falling. Yeah. Come on, come on. It's finally time, Babylon. It's falling, it's falling, it's falling. Every day I think about a way out. The more good I do, it seems the more I'm getting played out. Why you worry about me like my mom's when I stayed out? Check the hate out, I'm trying to stretch the cake out. Now I'm ducking Babylon in the underground safe house. Babylon beat them DTs on the stakeout. All cause we hustling, move like Harriet Tubman, transporting on the underground train route. I'm the Clorox to the game, I get you stains out. It's the American way, just blow his brains out. Tell me if you really want it. Shells get fed in stomachs and then outbacks like the steakhouse. Say you want beef, I got A1 sauce. You won't die with your men, plus you claim you a boss. That pride'll make you high once you take that loss. I ain't letting shit slide like they say up north, cause they falling. Babylon is falling, straight to hell. They falling. Babylon is falling, let them fall. They falling. Babylon is falling. It's finally Babylon. It's falling, it's falling, it's falling. It's falling. Falling. They falling. It's finally time. Babylon. It's falling, it's falling, it's falling. Around this Babylon, niggas on the block non-stop, going hard like they running a triathlon. You focused on the ladies' love, well, I am what I am, face it, you just something like a phenomenon. I'm one of the greats, they call me the ninth wonder. I run the sewage line, dog, I keep the pipes under, stashed in my belt buckle. It's used to help muscles, cause if I get weak, I blaze on you pip sweets. I ain't talking next month, I'm talking right now. This week, leave you kayaking up Schitt's Creek. Boy, you got a bigger heat, I bring a lot of pressure. I raise the temperature up, but this is not a desert. Call me the Sahara man, just like a soccer mom. Bring the SKs to the team by caravan. Babylon want it, I come to knock the towers down. Skip hitting the lights, I'm here to take the powers out. Babylon is falling, straight to hell. They falling. Babylon is falling, let them fall. They falling. Babylon is falling, it's finally Babylon. It's falling, it's falling, it's falling. It's falling. Falling. They falling. Babylon is falling. It's finally time. Babylon is falling, it's falling, it's falling. Message from the East Squad. Remember reality and the motherfucking jihad, your empire falling. Death to Babylon, the remix with 13 plus 3 in the clip. You know we don't trip. Our religion is gangsterism. Our aim is with precision. It's no decision that set off atomic catastrophic cataclysm. Babylon is scared from the mayhem about to spread like Marxism. J Black, the dark man, Jersey, well, Mark man, and we still hold cannons in our hand. We don't give a damn about the Babylon land. We come in here, the fire we fan, the flames is there. Babylon is falling, and y'all say do not. Babylon say you can, so you know the deals. Babylon, we coming with nuclear, all types of steels.
Okay, praise Yah. Let's take a moment of silence for Babylon. Hallelujah, that was I Am Israel. Praise the Almighty. Today we are going to go over a topic that was brought forth by our sister Ashley Clarinda Baylor. Hey sis, how you doing? And her post reads that all black people are indigenous to America or Turtle Island. So this one is for you, sis, and anyone who would like to understand who we are and where we come from as a people. Okay, so first we are going to turn our books, because we got to establish a matter, right? We want to turn our Word of Yah to Genesis chapter 15. And I would like to start in the 12th verse. That's a point I want to emphasize here. So it reads, "And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram. And lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him." So he went to sleep. He's about to have a vision from the Creator. And it reads in the 13th verse, "And he said unto Abram, Know of a surety that your seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. So let's think about this for a minute. Verse 13. If we are calling ourselves awakened Hebrew Israelites, and at the same time we're calling ourselves Native American, you have to really consider this 13th verse. It says, "And he said unto Abram, Know of a surety that your seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs." It's not ours. This land does not belong to us. "And shall serve them." It says them. So we didn't just serve the European, or what we call the Europeans today, the lepers. We also served the Native Americans. You understand? Don't ever, not for 1 second, doubt that the Most High did not give us up like sheep to the slaughter. They they traded us. You understand? The nations that had us in captivity traded us. It's not impossible to think that we also served the Native Americans. You understand? Just because they were black before mixing with the leprous seed, because the leprous seed has been spread all over the world. And they done turned it into a race. They call it white. Right? So since I have to be called white, I'm going to call you black. Because white is not real. It's a condition. You understand? So that's why you see in the thumbnail that the Native Americans were originally melanated, because all of us had melanin, including the white people before they lost it. Right? We all belong to a nation somewhere in the world. Right? And I know it's hard for some of our people to accept that we are who we are. We can't try to hijack somebody else's identity. It's bad enough that ours was already taken. I understand when we go into these, because we're just searching. We're soul searching. We're trying to find ourselves, find out who we are. And you're supposed to go on your journey. I don't fault anyone for that. If you're truly seeking your roots and where you come from. But we have to understand that what was done to us was not just some little innocent, we lost our identity, we lost our identity. No, it was something that was very nefarious that was going on behind the scenes. See, Native Americans never lost their identity. Do you understand? They didn't suffer that curse. They were not considered the lost tribes. The people who you call Mexican today, they are the Native Americans. They're not extinct. They are the Aztecs. They are the Mayans, the Incas. That's who they are. All of North America, South America, the Pacific Islanders, native to this territory. They're all over the place. Don't you see that? This is their land. These are their lands. We have our own land. We were taken from our land, out of our land, and brought on ships. You see, what happened to us was a confederacy. People trying to keep stuff quiet. You understand? We're not going to let the Hebrews know what happened to them. They can't wake up. And now you got so many people sleep because they've been trying to cover our history with lies, and more lies. And when you put more lies and lies and lies and lies on top of lies, what is that going to give you? A bunch of confusion. So even the generations of the other nations are just now waking up, because they've been fed lies as well. All of us have been fed lies to bury the truth. You understand? If you were the Native Americans, that wouldn't have been some great discovery, because Native American history is plastered all over the country. You can go to reservations, you can go to different museums, and you see their history. It's not hidden, especially in the States. Hold on a second. Hold on. All right, I'm back. So, yeah, this type of study here is something that we really got to dig into and really get deep in. I can't even do all this in one video, right? It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. But when you start to understand and you start to see that what you think is happening is not really what it is, that's when you know you're waking up. It's total opposite to everything you've ever been told. And that's why a lot of people reject it, because it's so foreign to them, right? Hebrew Israelites, and then all those, the law, statutes, and commandments, and it's totally foreign to everyone. Totally. I mean, we used to go to church, and we'd be sitting in the church falling asleep, because for one, it's a place where you go to sleep. Shout out Brother Yiz. Falling asleep in the church when the preacher is preaching. That's for a reason. It's to program you. It's not something that's feeding you. It's just programming you into, accepting the idol of that land. Everything that we've been taught has been to go against the Creator. And so that's why you're not going to accept it, because it goes against what you've been taught by man, what you've been taught by other nations. Don't you realize you've been getting taught, clothed, fed by all these other nations as black people that went through the transatlantic slave trade? All the information that we get is from these other nations. But when you read in the Old Testament, it's foreign to you. You can understand the New Testament clearly, but you read the Old Testament, it's like all that old stuff, I just can't relate. All that ancient stuff, I can't relate. It don't sound right. Because we've been so far removed from who we are, and from our Creator, and from our source. Don't you see that the directions that we're headed in are not good, black people? They're not good. We're still not even on one accord yet. But don't let anyone try to fool you. All that land in America, it does belong to the people who you refer to as Mexicans today. It belongs to these people. This is their land. You understand? Don't get it twisted. So I can understand how there is a conflict there, because everybody's waking up at the same time, right? So let's read verse 14. Well, let's read verse 13 again. It says, "And he said unto Abram, Know of a surety that your seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years." You understand? 400 years. "And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance." So the Most High tells us we're going to be in a land that's not our land, it's not ours, and we're going to serve the people of that land. We're going to serve people that are not our people, right? And then these people are going to afflict us for 400 plus years. Why is it plus? Let's read on past the semicolon. In verse 14 it says, "And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge." So what does that mean? After 400 years, the nation will be judged, because we were not finished with the 400, right? After, okay, that 400 years, that nation whom they shall serve, the Most High will judge. They haven't been they weren't being judged like they're about to be judged now, and like the Most High is judging them now. They were reigning over us in victory. You understand? Reigning over our people in victory. But the Most High says, after that 400 years, also that nation whom they shall serve, will I judge, or shall I judge, right? And afterward shall they come out with great substance. Have we done that yet? We have not. Are we coming out with great substance yet? We are not. Because the Most High said all of us will get reparations. Do you understand? We haven't done that yet. You know what's happening right now is judgment. That's what's happening. Now is the time to get right. Do the right thing. This is the time of judgment, people. This is what judgment looks like. Don't be confused about what you're viewing at this time. This is what judgment looks like. Everything you see in the news, all that's happening with foreign affairs, all that's happening over in Israel and Iran and in with the Palestinians, and all of this stuff is not by coincidence. You understand? This is the time of judgment. This is what judgment looks like, people. And it's just gonna get worse. I promise you. It's just gonna get worse before it gets better. Because we're going through a hurdle right now. We're going through an obstacle. This is never such a time has it been like this in the world, where the world is being judged. You understand? This is not just a nation being judged, an empire falling. This is a world system collapse. Do you understand? Now, like I said, you can see in verse 13 and verse 14, we are not native to the Americas at all, Israel. Sorry. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 26. And let's hop down to verse 33. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 32. And it reads, "And I will bring the land into desolation." So the Most High is talking about who? "And your enemies which dwell therein shall be astonished at it. And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you. And your land shall be" what? "Desolate, and your cities waste. Then shall the land enjoy her Sabbaths as long as it lies desolate, and you be in your" what? "Enemies' land. Even then shall the land rest and enjoy her Sabbaths." The Most High is talking about the land of Israel being desolate, being without our people, right? Cities waste. Last time I checked, America was built up. It's just now wasting, right? America was built up by us, the slaves. And guess what? Also by the help of all the other immigrants. Why? Because this was a machine. Do you understand? That's why the system is rigged. That's why the system is set up against you. Because it was from the help of all the other nations. The only difference is we didn't get paid for our labor. You understand? We didn't get paid for it. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 4. I hope you're still with me, sisters and brothers. All right? Deuteronomy chapter 4. And we're going to start at verse 25. And it reads, when you shall beget children and children's children, and you shall have remained long in the land, and shall corrupt yourselves, and make a graven image, or the likeness of anything, and shall do evil in the sight of YAH your Elohim, to provoke him to anger, I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that you shall soon utterly perish from off the land whereunto you go over Jordan to possess it. You shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed. Verse 27 says, and YAH shall scatter you among the nations, and you shall be left few in number among the heathen, where YAH shall lead you. Now you remember reading in the previous verses that we would be in our enemies' lands, right? Our enemies' lands. We are not in our own land. You understand? We're just not. We're not in our own lands. Okay? And that includes the islands. Now you still have some of the natives on the islands. We have islands over on the continent of Africa. Islands are all over the world. But these islands we're not native to. You understand? These Americas, these continents, we are not native to. Alright? It just is what it is. Everywhere we go, we thrive. Everywhere we go, we can flourish. You know, we can survive. We can make a way out of no way. We're blessed like that. But then we're cursed at the same time. How can that be? How can that be? You have to consider these things. Think about it. We're divided at the same time. We're not one people, one nation. At the same time, we're all divided. No unity amongst us all as one. We fight with one another. We can't do anything together. You have to consider these things. But see, we look at the Mexicans, we look at a lot of Latinos, and we say, oh, they work hard. And they do. A lot of them work hard. Right? They work together. They don't have those problems that we have. Now, am I saying there's not case-by-case basis? Of course. You got problems in every nation. But as a collective, they're able to get it together and get it done. Get her done. It don't matter if he's from Costa Rica, or he's from El Salvador, or he's from Cuba, or he's from Mexico. It don't matter. We can all build a team and work together. You understand? They can do that. But why is it that wherever we're all scattered as a people, our people, through the slave trade, we cannot seem to get that concept? Why is that? And I'm really just asking you to think. I'm really just asking you to just consider, just for a second, what happened. Right? It don't matter if he's from Australia. It don't matter if he's from Sweden. It don't matter if he's from Greenland. He can be from Canada, Alaska. We can build a team, and guess what? We can get her done. Right? As a whole, as a collective. You see what I'm saying? And the same goes for all the other demographics as well. Sure, they have their conflicts, of course. But it's never as deep as it gets when it comes to us as a collective. We just won't even deal with each other. Don't even talk. And if we encounter each other, we love to fight. A lot of us. We got to think about these things, y'all. For real. Let's go to if you're still with me, Jeremiah chapter 9. All right. Okay. If you are in Jeremiah chapter 9, we're going to start at the 16th verse. And it says, I will scatter them among the heathen, whom neither they nor their fathers have known. And I will send a sword after them till I have consumed them. You see that? That's talking about us, right? You can go read the whole chapter. It's talking about Israel. The Most High told you he's going to scatter you among the heathen, whom neither they nor their fathers have. So that means we didn't know these people, y'all. Think about it. The Native Americans were already trading with the Pilgrims. You can look back in the early 1400s. They were trading. You understand? They knew each other. You don't trade with people you don't know. They had encountered each other before. They make it seem like the Europeans, just got off the boat. Now, that might have been the very beginning of how they introduced themselves. But they make it seem like that's the only encounter that they had with the Native Americans. They got off the boat and everybody dropped dead from smallpox. And then they slaughtered them with the turkey. And no, they Putin'd them. Do you understand? They were strategic. They had a relationship, a rapport. They knew each other. They traded wine. They traded corn. Well, I know they traded animal skins and things like that, the Native Americans, with the early European settlers. They had a relationship. They knew them. We are forefathers and we did not know them. You understand? We didn't know them. So how is this our land? If we didn't know them, if we call ourselves awakened Hebrew Israelites, that means you're going by the word of YAH and the commandments of YAH, right? You look to YAH's words, you reference YAH's word because you know that this word is true, right? From all of the historic accounts that we've witnessed, it hasn't been wrong yet. You understand? People always reference this word. And why do you think that is? It's a history book hidden right in front of our people's faces. But this is the one history book that they knew we didn't want to read. We attached our idol to your law. And now there's a new law, and you must worship our God. Is that not what happened? They said he came with his New Testament in one hand and a sword behind his back. And to be honest with you, I'm not so sure. Well, nah, because they didn't know us yet. Remember? They didn't know us. We didn't know these folks. So I don't care what they say in their history. It would be a mistranslation. It would be wrong. Because so far, the Most High's prophecies have not failed. And they've covered many points throughout history. So if we're going to call ourselves awakened Hebrew Israelites and at the same time we're going to call ourselves Native Americans, you got to consider this verse where the Most High says, I will scatter them also among the heathen, whom neither they nor their fathers have known. Now, is the Most High a liar? He said, we ain't know him. Period. You understand? Did I want to read all the way? Nah, I'm going to keep it moving. Let's go to Zechariah. Zechariah chapter 7. And I love this topic, by the way. Thank you for bringing this topic forth, sis. Zechariah chapter 7. And we're going to start reading at the 8th verse. And it reads, And the word of YAH came unto Zechariah, saying, Thus speaketh YAH of hosts, saying, Execute true judgment, and show mercy and compassions every man to his brother. Thus speaketh YAH of hosts. Or I read that part. And oppress not the widow, nor the fatherless, the stranger, nor the poor. And let none of you imagine evil against his brother in your heart. See, we had a problem. You understand? We had a problem. These are traits that's been carried down to us even since before this last slavery we've been in. You understand? And I know we have been in previous slavery captivities, because this was not our first captivity. Slavery in the Americas, in all the four corners. This was not our first captivity. You understand? We already had psychological problems. So you ain't just talking about generational curses for 400 plus years. You talking about 400 plus. You understand? We are just totally gone as a people. We're gone. You can see it. We just been passed around and passed around and passed around. And we don't even realize it. Nor do we care anymore. You understand? Let's keep reading. But they refused to listen, and pulled away the shoulder, and stopped their ears, that they would not hear, or that they should not hear. That's what our people do today. We stuff our little fingers in our ears, and we just like, nah, I'm not listening. Nope. What you talking about? Nope. Another black person said it? Hell no. You understand? Whew. Verse 12. Yeah, they made their hearts as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law and the words which YAH of hosts has sent in his spirit by the former prophets. Therefore came a great wrath from YAH of hosts. Therefore it has come to pass that as he cried, and they would not hear, so they cried, and I would not hear, saith YAH of hosts. But I scattered them with a whirlwind among all the nations, whom they knew not. Thus the land was desolate after them, that no man passed through nor returned, for they laid the pleasant land desolate. Okay, everybody knows this but us. And some people of other nations didn't even know this either. Especially this younger generation. They've been kept from so much, fed so many lies, that everybody's waking up at the same time. And that's for a reason. Remember? Because the Most High wants to do what? Show the world. Not just you, Israel. The Most High wants to show the world. So we need to get it together. Like, for real, for real. Get with the Most High's program. You understand? Because we're not controlling anything. The current administration, they're not controlling anything. That's why it's in a free fall. You know, because he's just like, okay, I'm running here, I'm running there. He's a puppet, man. They're puppets, all of them. They're puppets. They just, you know, pacifying the people. It's like this is the fall of Rome. You understand? Because you were still under the Greeks and the Romans, right? That's all of them together, right? And we shouldn't have to go out there and try to fit in with histories and identities that don't fit us. We have a bad habit of doing that. We like to go to other nations, adopt their culture. And I'm not saying that you can't go somewhere and appreciate someone else's culture. We like to go and then we scream about culture vulturism and all of this, right? We go to their nations and we adopt their culture. And then we take it and say, you know what? We were here first. Like, we do that. We do. I'm just saying, we do that. And their culture does not match us at all. Do you understand? It's not a good fit. Because that's not us. That's not our identity. Wouldn't you? And I know when some people read this, Deuteronomy 28 and the curses, and they see that we fit all the descriptions, I know they're like, why don't you just claim who you are? Like, that is your culture. This is who you are. You're an Israelite. That's who you are. We've been through a lot. Yeah. We got a sad story. We're hard-headed. We don't like to listen. But we're also the Most High sons and daughters. You understand? We got to stop running away from responsibility. We love to run from responsibility. You know that? It's a huge responsibility to be an Israelite. I know. That's foreign to us. But that's who we are. Because the description fits us perfectly. You match yourself to the description of your culture. You don't match yourself to someone else's identity. And you don't fit the criteria. You understand? That's their history. And this is our history. All right, that was in Zechariah 7. The Most High told you that he was going to scatter us in verse 14 with the whirlwind among all the nations whom they knew not. So our people didn't know these nations, child. We ain't know these people. We did not know these folks. You understand? We got to know them when we integrated with them. That's how we got to know them. And it was by force. Okay? Forced integration. Because if you're going to get graped and everything else. Right? You understand? And of course, a similar situation happened with the Native Americans. But don't think for not 1 second that they didn't trade sons and daughters to be husbands and wives with each other's children. Don't think they didn't do that. That they didn't mingle and mix. Well, how do you think the Native Americans got what they call whitewashed? Right? How do you think that happened? Because they were mingling with them. And of course, women were getting raped. Women were getting ravaged by European men. And also by Native American men. Men. Right? These things were happening. They happen to this day. Right? It's nothing new. But we didn't know these people. We hadn't been trading with them and mingling with them. But what we did do was turn on our source. Our power. We gave up our power. That's what we did. So that we could, I don't know, be like the other nations. Just like we do to this day. So we could be like the other nations. Let's go to that verse. I don't want to segue, but I'm gonna go over there real quick. Hold on. First Samuel chapter 8. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 8 before we move on. And let's start in the 5th verse. And it says, well, actually, let's start in the 4th verse. It says, then all the elders of Israel, so we know who we're talking about. We're talking about us, black people of the transatlantic slave trade. Okay, Israel, us. Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah, and said unto him, behold, you are old, and your sons walk not in your ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. You see that? Like all the nations. We always wanted, and there were plenty of other verses that show we wanted to be like all the other nations, wanted to worship their gods. This is our history. We've been doing this. What you're doing is not new. The witchcraft, the voodoo, all the stuff you're practicing ain't new. We always chased after the other nations' gods and their ways. We want to be like the other nations. The Most High told us this. We've been this way, y'all. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 12. And I'm going to start reading at the first verse of Ezekiel chapter 12. And it reads, the word of YAH also came unto me, saying, Son of man, you dwell in the midst of a rebellious house, which have eyes to see and see not. They have ears to hear and hear not. For they are a rebellious house. And this is us all day. It's like talking to a brick wall. We do not want to hear it. We don't want to hear it. Get that Bible away from me. And you think just because you found out that Christ was an idol, that you could just discard the whole Bible, which means books, instead of researching for yourself, because it's a history book. You understand? The New Testament is the history, the timeline of when the idol was set up. You understand? The great idol they call Christ. You understand? So, oh, hold on. Okay. So yes, we are a rebellious house. That's who we are. You know what? I'm proud to say this is who we are. I'm not proud of being rebellious, but I'm proud to say that we have a history, y'all. We ain't gotta go stealing nobody else's history. We have an identity. I mean, where do you think you came? Everybody came from somebody. Everybody came from their own nation, respectively, right? All of us came from our own nations. Including us. And this is our nation. Verse 3 reads, therefore, you son of man, prepare you stuff for removing, and remove by day in their sight. And you shall remove from your place to another place in their sight. It may be they will consider Though they be a rebellious house, the Most High trying to show us something, right? Put a sign on Ezekiel to show us something at this time. The Most High's talking to our ancestors, y'all. Y'all don't want to hear this? Come on now. He talking to our ancestors. The rebellious house. Verse 4. Then shall you bring forth your stuff by day in their sight, as stuff for removing, and you shall go forth at even in their sight, as they that go forth into captivity. So he's removing and their sight, which is symbolic of us being removed from our land. That makes sense? We're being removed from our land. So if we were removed from our land, how are we native to America? In verse 5, it says, dig you through the wall in their sight and carry out thereby. That's how we're going to be getting carried out of our land. It's symbolic, right? In their sight shall you bear it upon your shoulders and carry it forth in the twilight. You shall cover your face that you see not the ground, for I have set you for a sign unto the house of Israel. So they getting us sneaking at twilight, sneaking and getting us, right? Verse 7, and I did so as I was commanded. I brought forth my stuff by day as stuff for captivity, and in the even I digged through the wall with my hand. I brought it forth in the twilight, and I bear it upon my shoulder in their sight. So these things are being done when it's getting dark, when it's dark, right? Getting kidnapped in the night like a thief. A thief in the night, coming to snatch your soul, right? Verse 8, and in the morning came the word of YAH unto me, saying, Son of man, has not the house of Israel, the rebellious house, said unto you, what are you doing? Say unto them, thus saith Yah Elohim, this burden concerns the prince in Jerusalem, and all the house of Israel are among them. It's all of us. Say, I am your sign. Like as I have done, so shall it be done unto them. They shall remove and go into captivity. And the prince that is among them shall bear upon his shoulder in the twilight, and shall go forth. They shall dig through the wall to carry out thereby. He shall cover his face that he see not the ground with his eyes. So you see, we got infiltrated, we got invaded in secrecy. You understand? This didn't just happen in a day. This was a cycle. It was strategic. It was war tactics. They took your prince in the dark. You understand? You ain't stand a chance. Okay? You know how many ambushes happened at that time? Had no clue. Because the Most High set it up. That's how things are done. Praise Yah. Verse 13. My net also will I spread upon him, and he shall be taken in my snare. And I will bring him to Babylon, to the land of the Chaldeans. Yet shall he not see it, though he shall die there. Y'all see that? He shall die there. He ain't even gonna know. He ain't even gonna know. Hold on a second. read on, but just give me 1 second, y'all. Or just hold up. Just hold up. All right. Okay, so let me read on to verse 4. And it says, "And I will scatter toward every wind all that are about him to help him, and all his bands, and I will draw out the sword after them. And they shall know that I am YAH when I shall scatter them among the nations and disperse them in the country." So the Most High is trying to make it very clear to you, right? The Most High wants us to understand. He's making it very clear to us. Don't mistake and don't mistake your identity for someone else's. The Most High said, "And I will scatter toward every wind all that are about him to help him, and all his bands, and I will draw out the sword after them." So he scattered your help. You couldn't help each other if you wanted to. "And they shall know that I am YAH when I shall scatter them among the nations and disperse them in the countries." The Most High is telling us that's when we're going to know the Most High. This is a time that you need to be taken to get to know the Most High. Now that you're scattered among the nations, this is the time that you need to be discovering who you are, waking up as an Israelite. You understand? And in verse 16, it says, "But I will leave a few men of them from the sword, from the famine, and from the pestilence, that they may declare all their abominations among the heathen where they come, and they shall know that I am YAH." And this is how we got to flee and go into different parts of Africa, because a few of us were left behind. So yes, we're on the continent of Africa. We're all in the Middle East. You understand? All right. Let's go to let's go to did I even read? I don't even think I read. Okay, I read that one. Deuteronomy 28. That's what I wanted to read. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28. And let's go all the way down to the 63rd verse of Deuteronomy 28. And it reads, "And it shall come to pass that as YAH rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so YAH will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught. And you shall be plucked from off the land where you go to possess it." So we got plucked off the land, y'all. Plucked off. You understand? So if you want to believe a story about Turtle Island and that's your identity and that's who you are, then that's on you. You understand? You want to believe that a woman with seeds was falling from the sky and landed on Plymouth Rock. Well, I'm here to tell you, it don't matter how she got there. It don't matter how her and her children got there. It was not her land. Do you understand? Do you hear that? It wasn't her land. Even in that story, that wasn't her land, right? No matter how you want to twist it, it wasn't our land. It's not our land. America does not belong to us. You understand? America is not the land of Israel. Okay? Verse 64 says, "And Yah shall scatter you among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there you shall serve other gods, which you nor your fathers have known, even wood and stone." And the Most High said He was going to scatter us among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there you shall serve their gods, those other gods, the nation's gods, which you nor your fathers have known. Gods made of wood and stone. And that is what we do to this day, brothers and sisters. That is exactly what we do. And among these nations you shall find no ease. Our black people, we've been so tired. Now black people, we say we in our resting era. We resting now. You understand? That is unheard of. Did you know that? That is unheard of. Black people resting as a collective? Really? You don't want to slave and serve the other nations anymore? You're tired? This is something that we know is recent, because even we have grandparents that are alive to this day that are walking testimonies, living testimonies of our slavery. They can't retire today, almost 70 years old. It's a slave system. You understand? We are witnesses to all of the things that has happened in Babylon. We are all witnesses. You understand? So the Most High told us, "And among these nations shall you find no ease, neither shall the sole of your foot have rest. But Yah shall give you there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind." See, these things are starting to come down on the heathen like they were on us. That's the only reason that you get to what? Rest. Because this is a time of what? Judgment. That's why you get the halfway rest. Because the world is being judged. The nations are being judged. We've been in captivity this whole time, under another nation, under their rule. That is captivity, people. You're under the rule of another nation. You understand how that's captivity? See, if you have a nation to go back to, you're not under the rule of another nation. You see, even in the Caribbean, they're under the rule of who? The Queen. They're under the rule of who? The United States of America and Finland and various European nations. Right? If you don't all out rule your nation with all your laws, then you're in captivity. You are under the rule of another man. And you know, if you sitting up in the United States of America, you are definitely under the rule of another man. They remind you that every time you step at the house. You understand? Every time you log on to the computer, they always remind you whose land, whose turf, who's in charge. You understand? That's all that is. They just letting you know who's the sheriff in town. Okay? But if you want to know who you are, and you want to have your own nation with your own laws, then we have to turn back to our source. We have to turn back to the Creator. That's the only way, y'all. And no one can stop it. Because it's the hand of the Creator himself that does all these things. So it says in verse 65, and among these nations shall you find no ease, neither shall the sole of your foot have rest, but YAH shall give you there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. Like we've been seeing. It's so bad. I mean, we just offing each other. And we've been off so much by the other nations. The oppressor been offering us. Everybody been offering us and offering us like a human sacrifice. And we doing it to each other, offering ourselves. You know, we done lost our minds. We're depressed. So much generational trauma, and it didn't just start recently. It didn't just start 400 years ago, right? It didn't just start 400 years ago. Because we've been going through captivities for a long time. In verse 68 it says, well, in verse 67, am I in 67? No, I'm in 66. Verse 66 it says, and your life shall hang in doubt before you, and you shall fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of your life. Right? Because your life is in the hands of your enemies. You wondering if your enemy's okay today because you want your enemies not to put hands on you. Right? Is Master okay today? Because if Master ain't okay, I'm not okay. Because I know the consequences of Master not being okay. He gonna take it out on the nigga. Right? Why you think we were like that? And a lot of us still are as a people. If he ain't okay, I'm not okay. Okay? If he's sick, I'm sick. Because we know that whatever happens with the enemy, the oppressor, is going to happen to us. Because we depend on him. You understand? And the Most High said we would. And nakedness and in thirst right here in this very chapter. And in want of all things. Verse 68. Verse 68, it says, and YAH shall bring you into Egypt again with ships. Notice it says ships. We didn't need ships to get to Egypt when we were in Israel. That's why do you think that there has to be a clear distinction? It says this time with ships. Egypt again with ships. Egypt meaning, as we understand it, as a form of bondage. Most High is letting us know we about to go through the Transatlantic. He's about to scatter us with what? The whirlwind. On those ships to the four corners of the earth. By the way whereof I spake unto you, you shall see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Ain't nobody gonna save you. You understand? Nobody is gonna save us except the Creator. Now go in the same chapter. I want you to go up to verse 49. And I'm going to start reading, and it says, YAH shall bring a nation against you from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies. A nation whose tongue you shall not understand. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. You understand? And they're going to eat the fruit of our cattle and the fruit of our land until we've been destroyed. Which also shall neither leave you either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of your kind, or flocks of your sheep, until he has destroyed you. You understand? This is not a cornucopia. America was fruitful. They grew corn. They learned a lot of things, I'm sure, from the Native Americans. They didn't leave us in scratch. Remember, the Most High said we were made desolate. We ain't had no corn growing or none of that. They took everything, gobbled it up, took everything for themselves, including us, the people. And then we were traded amongst the nations like goods. Look, go to Psalm 44. Go to Psalm 44 and look at verse 11. And it says, you have given us like sheep appointed for meat, and have scattered us among the heathen. You understand? The Most High has scattered us amongst the heathen. Like sheep going to the slaughter. Look, verse 22. It says, yeah, for your sake are we killed all the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. You know what it looks like when a sheep goes to look? That could be chaotic. That could be chaotic. Them sheep trying to get away, right? Fleeing in all directions. And then they get lined up for what? The slaughter. And that's who we are. We know that because what? We fit the description, y'all. Come on now. I hope you're still with me. I really do. We fit this description. This is us all day. We the ones complaining about Black Lives Matter. That's us. You understand? Because we don't have control of our own nation. We ain't got control of our own communities like that. People just out here doing whatever they want to do. Pretty much. We don't really apply the laws of our nation. Why? Well, for one, a lot of us still don't know who we are. And then some of us who do find out who we are reject the knowledge. And they run off to something else. And this is what we continue to do. And some of us actually accept who we are, accept our identity. Most of us don't. Let's go to Zechariah chapter 2. This is just an addition to who Babylon is, or what America is. Who is America? Right? Who is America in the word? Well, America is referred to as the land of the north. So in Zechariah chapter 2, when you go to let me start at the first verse. And it says, I lifted up my eyes again and looked, and behold, a man with a measuring line in his hand. Then said I, where are you going? And he said unto me, to measure Jerusalem, to see what is the breadth thereof, and what is the length thereof. And behold, the angel that talked with me went forth, and another angel went out to meet him. They doing business, right? The angels do what angels do. Praise Yah. Verse 4, and said unto him, run, speak to this man, this young man, saying, Jerusalem shall be inhabited as towns without walls, for the multitude of men and cattle therein. For I said, Yah will be unto her a wall of fire round about, and will be the glory in the midst of her. Ho, ho, come forth, and flee from the land of the north, saith Yah, for I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, saith Yah. Deliver yourself, O Zion, that dwell with the daughter of Babylon. So the Most High lets you know specifically who he's referring to when he's talking about Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, which is the land of the north. And the Most High said, what? Flee from the land of the north. He doesn't call it the land of milk and honey. The Most High doesn't call it the land of Israel. The Most High said, flee the land of the north. For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven. So this is after the time we've been scattered to the four corners, which would be now. And he's telling us to flee from the land of the north. And in verse 7, he talks to us, telling us, deliver yourself, O Zion, that live in the daughter of Babylon. Very clear who America is. In Jeremiah chapter 16, let's go to Jeremiah chapter 16. And let's start at the 14th verse. And it reads, therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yah, that it shall no more be said, Yah lives, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yah lives, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands where he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. So the Most High makes it very clear in this captivity that we're in. This is not the ancient Egypt captivity that we were once in, but this is the daughter of Babylon, or the land of the north, and all the lands where the Most High drove us, scattered us. He is going to bring us out of the land of the north and bring us again into our land that he gave unto our fathers. Very clear. I hope. I really hope it's very clear. Let's go to Jeremiah 23, because Most High likes to repeat himself so that you can gain an understanding and know that the Most High is not a liar. So let's start in verse 6. And it reads, well, as a matter of fact, let's start at verse 1. It says, woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith Yah, talking about the Christian ministers and all these spiritual leaders trying to lead you to worship idols, right? Therefore, thus saith Yah Elohim of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, you have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith Yah, and I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries where I have driven them, and I will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith Yah. Because that's a big problem with our people as a whole. We're lacking. We're lacking. Right? Do we fit the description though? Saith Yah. Verse 5. Behold, the days come, saith Yah, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and the king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. So again, this is not Christ, because Christ did not execute judgment. He said he didn't come to judge the world, but to save the world. But the Most High said, this king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the world. In his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely, and this is his name whereby he shall be called, Yah our righteousness, or of Yah of our righteousness, right? Praise Yah. Verse 7. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yah, that they shall no more say, Yah lives, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yah lives, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all countries where I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. Okay? So we're not in our land. The north country is not our home. We're not native to the north country. Do you understand? This is the daughter of Babylon. We're not native to the daughter of Babylon. We're not native to the north country. The Most High says this over and over again because he's trying to let you see, trying to make it very clear. You were brought to the north country, North America, right? Daughter of Babylon. This is always the standard. That's why when you hear about blackness, they always talk about Black America. You understand? Because the Most High highlighted the north country. And then the Most High said, in all the other countries which he scattered us. The north country is the standard. That is the daughter of Babylon, who everyone tries to imitate. The daughter of Babylon. Even our people. They love the daughter of Babylon. You understand? Hollywood and all that stuff. So let's go to Genesis, because I want to talk about the land that the Most High is going to give us, because I know you say, well, we're not in our land, so then what's going to happen? All right, let's go to Genesis chapter 12. And let's start reading at the first verse. And it says, and Yah said unto Abraham, or unto Abram, his name wasn't changed at the time, get you out of your country, and from your kindred, and from your father's house, unto a land that I will show you. And I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you, and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless you, and curse him that curse you. And in you shall all families of the earth be blessed. You understand? So he gathered all his stuff, and he went out to the land the Most High told him to sojourn to. And we go to the next, let's go to the next chapter, Genesis 13. And let's go down to the 14th verse. And it says, and Yah said unto Abram, after that Lot was separated from him, lift up now your eyes, and look from the place where you are northward, and southward, and eastward, and westward. For all the land which you see, to you will I give it, and to your seed forever. Alright? This was not North America. That wasn't North America. When we read this whole chapter, you'll see where it's my throat's so dry, y'all. I'm sorry. I need to get something to drink. Up in Egypt and Canaan, Zoar, and all these places were over in Africa, right? These places were not in North America. And you can just do some simple research on the geography of these locations, and you'll see this was not North America. This was not what they refer to as Turtle Island, right? You have to believe in a totally different God and follow a different religion, another nation's religion, to even believe in the Turtle Island story. You would have to adopt the culture of another nation, right? So the Most High says to Abram that he was going to get northward, southward, eastward, and westward. For all the land which you see, to you will I give it, and to your seed forever. And I will make your seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall your seed also be numbered. Arise, walk through the land in length, the length of it, and in the breadth of it, for I will give it unto you. Right? And so Abraham removed his tent and came and dwelt in the plain of Mamre, which is in Hebron, and built there an altar unto YAH. None of this was done in the Western Hemisphere. You understand? Or what they call the Western Hemisphere. And the Most High promised our forefather Abraham land, and his seed land. This is something Christ did not promise you. Christ didn't promise you the promised land. Think about this. This is two different stories here. Our Creator promised us our land back. That's a merciful God. Are you serious? All the stuff that's in here actually happened to us. Our land was taken from us. Our identity was taken from us. Everything was taken from us. We were completely naked, and our enemies owned our bodies. And the Most High, our God, tells us that He's going to replace all these things and bless us even more than our forefathers were blessed. You understand? You know that this is true. You know that you've been through all of these things. And our people continue going through all of these things. And we fit the description. Okay? This is racial profiling. Do you understand? This is racial profiling. We fit the description. Do you understand? For all of this, praise Yah. Let's go to Genesis chapter 17. All right, and let's start at verse 7. And it reads, "And I will establish my covenant between me and you and your seed after you and their generations for an everlasting covenant, to be an Elohim unto you and to your seed after you. And I will give unto you and to your seed after you the land wherein you are a stranger, all the land of Canaan or Canaan, for an everlasting possession." So the Most High tells you right here, this is not the North Country or North America. This is not Babylon, the daughter of Babylon. The Most High told you the description of the land He's going to give you. We were strangers around the Hamitic nations as well. Okay? Yes, we're all African, but we're all different nations. The Most High separated the nations. That's not a bad thing. The Most High separated fruits and seeds and things like that. And it was good. And every nation and their people with their kind, everybody, all of us, with our own. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with integrating when everyone is righteous. You understand? So, the Most High said he was going to give this land over to us. And this was a part of a covenant, mind you. As you read in verse 7, it's telling you this is a part of an everlasting covenant. So when we're talking about the lands that we're native to, we want to be very serious about that when it comes to the Most High's word, when it comes to the Most High's laws, when it comes to the Most High's covenants. This is a part of a covenant, an everlasting covenant, not to be taken lightly. He wants you to understand. This is not your land. And Elohim said unto Abraham, this is verse 9, Thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore thou and your seed after thee in their nations. Or in their generations, in their generations. And this is the covenant of circumcision. He goes on. This is all a part of the same covenant. Knowing the land that you're going to possess. Knowing the land that belongs to you. We're going to do a few more verses. And this is what the Most High promised to... Nope. That's when we get to Genesis 26. Let's go to Genesis chapter 26. And let's start reading at the first verse, where it says, And there was a famine in the land beside the first famine that was in the days of Abraham, and Isaac went into Abimelech king of the Philistines, unto Gerar. And YAH appeared unto him and said, Go not down into Egypt, dwell in a land which I shall tell you of. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with you, and will bless you. For unto you and unto your seed I will give all these countries. And I will perform the oath which I swear unto Abraham your father. You understand? This is when the Most High is talking to our forefather Isaac. He said the same thing to him. Anyone that's wondering if that's a different God, that's the same God speaking to another one of our ancestors. So our Creator, our God, does appear before our ancestors. You understand? Our ancestors knew God, who we refer to as God. Let's go to Genesis chapter 28, and we're going to see it again. It's a common theme. The Most High repeats himself because he wants us all to understand. The Most High changes not. YAH changes not. That's why we're not consumed. Genesis chapter 28, verse 13 is where I'm going to start at. And it reads, And behold, YAH stood above it and said, I am YAH Elohim of Abraham your father, and the God of Isaac. The land whereon you lie, to you will I give it, and to your seed. He wasn't lying on the north country. The Most High said in verse 14, And your seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And in you, and in your seed, shall all the families of the earth be blessed. And behold, I am with you, and will keep you in all places where you go, and will bring you again into this land. For I will not leave you until I have done that which I have spoken thee of. Right? So the Most High is making it very clear that if he has to bring us again into this land, which is in verse 15, he has to bring us again into a land, means that we're not there. And he says he's not going to leave us. That means that he's talking about a time in between. There's going to be a period of time where we are not in that land. See, our forefather Jacob was in that land at that time. He said, I will bring you again into this land. So that means while he's standing in that land and the Most High is communicating with our ancestor, he's telling him, we're going to get removed. We're not going to be in that land. It's going to be a time we're not going to be there. You understand? And so we're going to go to our enemies' lands and lands, people whose tongues we don't understand. Gods we never knew. People we didn't trade with. We don't know these folks. Right? And then he's going to bring us again. So that means we're not there yet. Y'all. We're not there yet. Let's go to Isaiah 43. And then we'll be wrapping it up pretty soon. In Isaiah chapter 43, I want to start in the 4th verse. And it reads, Since you were precious in my sight, you have been honorable, and I have loved you. Therefore, will I give men for you, and people for your life. He's talking to Israel. Fear not, for I am with you. I will bring your seed from the east, and gather you from the west. I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back. Bring my sons from far, and my daughters from the ends of the earth. You understand? I remember we had enemies that came from where in Deuteronomy chapter 28? The ends of the earth. A fierce nation. And they brought us back to the ends of the earth. That is where our people are. You understand? Far off. In verse 7 it says, Even everyone that is called by my name, for I have created him for my glory. I have formed him, yea, I have made him. Everyone. All peoples. Right? Verse 8, Bring forth the blind people that have eyes, and the deaf that have ears. Let all the nations be gathered together, and let the people be assembled. Who among them can declare this? Who among them can declare this? And show us former things. Let them bring forth their witnesses, that they may be justified, or let them hear and say it is truth. Ye are my witnesses, saith Yah, and my servant whom I have chosen, that you may know and believe me, and understand that I am he. Before me there was no God formed, neither shall there be after me. It's almost like the Most High is trying to wake us up out of a trance. The way the Most High, the way the Most High is speaking to us. The Most High is trying to rock us out of a trance. I am your God. Wake up. Before me there was no God formed, neither shall there be after me. See, you knew the Most High before. You knew the Creator before. But you don't know the Most High now. You've been asleep. You've been doing your own thing. Everybody's following the imaginations of their own hearts in this world. You understand? Verse 11. I, even I, am Yah, and beside me there is no Savior. Don't you remember? There is no Savior beside the Creator. It's only the Creator. You understand? I have declared and have saved, and I have shown when there was no strange God among you. Therefore you are my witnesses, saith Yah, that I am Elohim. Right? And the Most High wants to show us all of these things. I'm trying to decide if I... Yeah, let me just keep on going. Alright, so verse 13 reads, yeah, before the day was, I am he, and there is none that can deliver out of my hand. I will work, and who shall let it? And then we're going to go on talking about what's about to be the prophecy for those standing in arms with the daughter of Babylon. Those who are standing in arms with the north country. Verse 14 reads, thus saith Yah, your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, for your sake I have sent to Babylon, and have brought down all their nobles, and the Chaldeans whose cry is in the ships. Verse 15, I am Yah, your Holy One, the Creator of Israel, your King. Thus saith Yah, which makes a way in the sea, and a path in the mighty waters, which brings forth the chariot and horse, the army and the power. They shall lie down together, they shall not rise. They are extinct. They are quenched as tow. You understand? Remember you not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. You understand? Now it shall spring forth. Shall you not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. So the Most High is going to put new things on the earth. Right? Verse 20. The beasts of the field shall honor me, the dragons and the owls, because I give waters in the wilderness and rivers in the desert, to give drink to my people, my chosen. You understand? So when we go back in the wilderness, we don't have to worry. We don't have to complain and murmur like our ancestors did. We'll have water. We'll have these things to comfort us in the wilderness. Verse 21. This people have I formed for myself. They shall show forth my praise. But you have not called upon me, O Jacob. But you have been weary of me, O Israel. You understand? Should I go on and finish it? Let me go on and finish it. Verse 23. You have not brought me the small cattle of your burnt offerings, neither have you honored me with your sacrifices. I have not caused you to serve with an offering, nor wearied you with incense. You have bought me no sweet cane with money, neither have you filled me with the fat of your sacrifices. But you have made me to serve with your sins. You have wearied me with your iniquities. I, even I, am he that blots out your transgressions for my own sake, and will not remember your sins. I can't see no oppressor or anybody that's oppressed our people writing something like this and just making it up. Because I know a lot of people like to say the white man wrote the Bible. Well, I'm here to inform you, the white man did not write the Bible. The white man translated the Bible. You understand? He didn't write the Bible. He translated into a language, his language, so he could understand. You understand? But no, the ones who came and gathered you into captivity, your oppressors, they would never write anything like this about you. I promise you. That they would blot out your transgressions for your own sake, for their own sake, and will not remember your sins. Only someone who loves you would do that. Okay? In verse 26, it says, "Put me in remembrance. Let us plead together. Declare you that you may be justified. Your first father has sinned, and your teachers have transgressed against me. Therefore I have profaned the princes of the sanctuary, and have given Jacob to the curse, and Israel to reproaches." And only the Most High could do that. Gave us up to all the nations, where we lost everything, including our identity. And then the Most High was merciful enough to tell us exactly what happened to us. We don't have to look far. We don't have to look up in the heavens and try and fetch it, or out in the seas, or go far off. It's right here. Your history is right here. You fit the description. The prophecies have come to pass and are still coming to pass. And we are not Native Americans. So, praise the Almighty Yah. I hope that our sister Ashley got something out of this Bible study, and whoever else needed to gain something, some type of understanding out of this, I hope that you were able to get that as well. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Praise the Almighty Yah always. And shalom.
YAH, lead us out of Babylon. Please take us from this Babylon. We're leaving out of Babylon. Finally leaving Babylon.
By the rivers of Babylon, we sat and wept. They made us sing songs of Zion. If I forget Jerusalem, remove my tongue until I lose my breath. Happy is he that dash they little ones into the steps. Daughter of Babylon, America, the great whore, naked what you ashamed for. Come down and sit in the dust, the only place for who wage war. Raided our lands, when y'all repay his vengeance, he won't meet you as a man. He's plaguing Egypt again, leaving this place severed. Delivered us by temptations, signs, wonders, wars, a mighty hand stretched out arm and great terrors. The daughter of the Chaldeans no longer will be called the lady of kingdoms. The quarantine, this time of judgment, Jacob's life departed. Return to Yah for the light when the skies is darkened. Only the wise regarded. So when these times are charted, leave Babylon departed and circumcise your heart.
YAH, lead us out of Babylon. Please take us from this Babylon. We're leaving out of Babylon. Finally leaving Babylon.
Say Yah, who shall abide up in your tabernacle? Who shall prevail right in your holy hill? The exodus of your servant is now being unveiled. The dust from all of us going is like the chemtrails. Left behind, these nations getting sifted like raffles. Aziz flying in the air like graduation tassels. The faces of our elites is left looking confused. They say they always but you inherited lies too. The bond is broken, chain shattered, no longer murdered. The same one who afflicted will leave my baby nurses. Raise searches for the death of my people, curse it. The blessing let you so fleet, almost fainted these verses. We were brought to captivity, now the loser's winning. Y'all magnificent work is why these scribes are penning. The ruler is Bueller, judgment is how it's measured in it. The saints is marching on home, no incentive for sinning. Yeah.
YAH, lead us out of Babylon. Please take us from this Babylon. We're leaving out of Babylon. Finally leaving Babylon.
Come on, yeah.
YAH, lead us out. No longer can we stay. Yeah, it's been too long since we done been away. Yeah, we've been turned upside down, don't know
so long, I hope it has gone astray. Yeah, we lay down to every suitor in every way, just to leave our hearts in complete disarray. Yeah, but Yahweh will save us according to what His words say. Y'all lead us out of that.